Good evening. As we look at this week, I was doing some talking with Jacob, and we were discussing some things. And one of the questions part of our conversation is really, why are we here? The verse that I'm working with tonight is Galatians 6, 9, and 10. And it says, "Let us not be weary in well-doing, but in due season shall we reap if we faint not. As we have therefore opportunity, let us do good unto all men." You know, in this day and age, whether we have the virus that's going around right now and we're at home, this is a daily thing, and this is something that we really struggle with life. We look at ourselves and we ask ourselves sometimes, and I think everybody does this from at one point in their life or another, whether they are saved, whether they are lost, whether they have Christ in their heart or not. What is the purpose here in life? Do we get up every morning? Do we just eat? Do we work? Do we sleep? Is there something more to it? While we're at home, we have a tendency to reflect on how our friends are doing, how our family's doing, but are we doing more than that? Because we stay at home, we make a phone call, but are we helping, or are we looking after ourselves? Because we're trying to get through all this. But what about after? What do we do normally on a day-to-day basis? Jacob brought something up the other day and asked what he could do to start a youth page and share with others. And he was very excited about this. In 1 John 4:11, it says to love one another. 1 Peter also says in 1:22, says, "Brethren, see that ye love one another with a pure heart fervently." The world has always pushed us that we have to work hard make a better life for ourselves. We have multiple jobs, and everything seems to revolve around the society of rush. But if we sit back and reflect, and during this time, I'd like to ask, what are you reflecting on? And what really do we serve in this world for a purpose? The world has always seems to reflect on that, but yet, they don't seem to come to God over this. They don't look at it spiritually, they look at it monetarily. We struggle with balance for looking after ourselves and helping others out at the same time. We know that when we help others, we're not thinking of ourselves either. You've got to really think about this for a moment. Any time that you've ever helped somebody, have you ever thought of yourself? Not really, because you're so busy trying to do something for somebody else in any kind of sense, whether it be a phone call, whether you get groceries for them, it does not matter, because you're putting yourself in their shoes, and that's what Christ did for us. Christ was a servant to the world, and he gave himself for us. Christ also gave us the example of how to live and how to act. He was never selfish. He never thought of himself. We can begin to change the world with a Christ-centered heart and with Christ-led actions. You people are watching us, and we have no idea who we have influenced, we have influence over, or who we have influenced. It's quite amazing how we hear stories from things that we've done in the past, and you never know whose God's heart has been touched by some action that we have done. I hope this helps, and I pray that we can reflect upon this, and I'm looking forward to hearing other devotions, and I'd like to thank you.